Hello again. I'm Lou Brydges, Brydges and Associates. I'm going to talk to you today about several topics. The first of which, maybe the most important, is why Lou Brydges and Associates? Why do we think that you should consider us to be your law firm in matters involving residential mortgages? Well, the first reason is I've been practicing law for 32 years. I've concentrated in litigation during those 32 years, and mostly litigation in Chancery Court, which is where mortgage foreclosure matters proceed. So I have the experience. Secondly, mortgage foreclosure law as we practice it today is a new field of law. This is because mortgages were done in the last 15 years like they were never done before. And much of the old precedent is obsolete. Most of the old methods are obsolete. There's a whole new set of issues and evidence that is relevant to these issues. I've been at the forefront of this so-called mortgage foreclosure crisis from the start, almost 3 years ago now. As a consequence, I've become, quite frankly, obsessed with all that has been going on. I was involved in developing the use of audits, which are now becoming the standard in the industry, being used by the attorney generals that are bringing class actions against the banks for foreclosure abuses. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about the audits later. Also the team that we've put together here at Brydges and Associates. Now, we cover the 11-county Chicago area, Cook County, DuPage County, Will County, Lake County, McHenry County, Boone, all the way out to Winnebago. We have cases in Kane County and Kendall County. I might have left out a few, but if you're anywhere in the Chicago region, we can handle your case. I have associate attorneys and attorneys of counsel that work with me and under my direction. I also put together a staff of paralegals. We concentrate in foreclosure defense and in negotiating settlements with the bank. As a result of the caseload that we've built up, we now are being contacted by many investors that are actually looking to buy out the bank and renegotiate a mortgage with the current homeowner. And these investors are looking for current homeowners that want to stay in their home. And this is a good deal for both the homeowner and for the bank, quite frankly. The banks are starting to realize that at the end of the day, the home has a fair market value. And even if they are successful in a foreclosure, even if they overcome all the defenses that we raise, which they haven't so far, but even if their best case scenario is that even if they do overcome all the defenses, they're looking at a 2, 3, more likely a 3 to 4 year process. They are going to spend attorney's fees. They are going to then, they're going to have to pay the taxes on the property during the foreclosure, because they always pay the taxes on the property, so the homeowner is saving that. The homeowner is staying in the home for the modest monthly fee that we charge, usually around $750 a month, more or less depending on the size of the mortgage. Also, because of the defenses we raise, our cases, quite frankly, become very difficult and very time-consuming for them. We raise affirmative defenses. We send them discovery, interrogatories, requests for production of documents, requests to admit. We use all the litigation devices that I have used to become familiar with using and are basically old hat for me from the past 32 years of experience in litigating cases. We're adversarial, but at the same time we're professional, and we're always willing to discuss settlement. And quite frankly, from the bank's standpoint, a settlement is in their better interest too, because at the end of the day, the home is a fair market value. If the full market value is, I don't care what the mortgage is, the mortgage could be $200,000, $300,000, $400,000. The fair market value of the home is $150,000. That's all the bank could ever possibly hope to sell it for. Now I say sell it for because when you take into account all the attorney's fees and taxes, and property taxes, and insurance, and maintenance of the property, and real estate broker commissions, and everything else that a bank would have to incur, all the other expenses that a bank would incur, even if they were ever successful. After 2 or 3 or 4 years of litigation, even if they were successful, they would be lucky to realize, I think the national average is about 45 to 55 cents on the dollar. So in a $150,000 mortgage, The bank's best case scenario is looking at netting about maybe $75,000, give or take a few $1,000s, in 2, 3, or 4 years. The alternative, quite frankly, is to restructure the mortgage now. If there's a current homeowner in there that is, has the means to satisfy a $125,000 or $130,000 mortgage on a $150,000 house, then that's in the bank's far better interest, quite frankly. The bank is going to save the attorney's fees and the brokerage commissions and convert a non-performing debt into a performing debt. On the other hand, because of the volume of cases that we've built up, we are being contacted now almost on a weekly basis by investors who are looking to basically buy out the bank's mortgage and either refinance with the current homeowner or lease with an option to buy to the current homeowner. Now, there are some problems that need to be overcome in that area, but we've got experience and we've been successful in several cases now, and we've got a number of others pending in which we're discussing negotiating settlements with the bank. This is a good deal for the homeowner. Basically, if there's I don't care if the mortgage is, whatever the mortgage is on the home, the homeowner does need to pay a reasonable value for staying in the house, and the reasonable value is based on the current fair market value, which, as you know, is considerably less today than it was 3 years ago. So that is something that we have experience doing. The key thing, though, is that the team we have put together, everyone is on board with this program. Everyone knows to litigate the cases professionally using all the tools that are available in litigation of cases. The interrogatories, the request for production of documents, the affirmative defenses, the audits, the request to admit, and we litigate the motions to strike and dismiss, motions for summary judgment, even counterclaims in many instances in which the audits provide us the evidence sufficient to file a counterclaim. We're all geared to either staying in the home. Now, the process might take 2 or 3 years, but quite frankly, the fee you pay us is about 1/3 of what your current principal, interest, taxes, and insurance might be. So it gives you, as the case goes on, it gives you an opportunity to save up some money, get yourself back together financially. If you're having job problems, you can perhaps, find a new job, re-educate yourself in another field. And meanwhile, you have a place for you and your family to live while we litigate the case. And you've got a set monthly modest fee that you can place into your budget, and the family and the life can go on. And you hold on to the property. And the longer you hold on to the property, the longer we fight with the bank, we're either going to win the case or the bank's going to have to settle the case. And even if we were to lose, and we haven't lost any cases yet, any cases where the homeowner came to us, we have a couple cases where they're up on appeal, where the homeowners didn't come to us until after a judgment had been entered, and quite frankly, in some cases, the property had already been sold, and they were facing eviction. And these people are still in the home while we're up on appeal now. But the point is, you need to have an attorney who can represent you in all aspects of the foreclosure. The litigation, the negotiation of a settlement, the possibility of hooking up with an outside investor who will buy out the current mortgage and refinance with you. Our goal here is to stay in the house. Now, even for those of you who are saying, well, all I want to do is do a short sale, well, we can do that also. We can help you with that. But there's still legal issues in a short sale. There's the deficiency judgment that you need to get released. There's moving expenses that you need to be that we can ask for as from the proceeds of any short sale, which generally the banks are willing to give. This requires an attorney, and this requires an attorney who knows the field. The attorneys, the staff at Brydges and Associates, we do nothing but foreclosure defense. 99%. We do occasionally do some little other matters, but 99% of our practice is residential commercial foreclosure defense. So we work as a team. We keep you fully advised. We keep you fully involved in what's going on. The most important things, one of the most important things I've learned in my 32 years of practice is keep the client informed. The client needs to know what's going on, what's happened, where the prognosis is, where we're going, what our plans are, and what the prospects are. And quite frankly, We find that an informed client is a happy client. If you have a family attorney, we invite you to have your family attorney involved, and we will keep that attorney, he or she, involved and keep them fully advised as to what's going on. To be honest with you, we prefer to be hired by someone who has a family and general counselor. We're like a specialist in the medical field. You have a specialist, you have your general practitioner, and he helps you when you hire a specialist for specialized needs. So if you have a family attorney, we'd be willing to work with that attorney, and we would prefer to work with that attorney. But even if you don't have a family attorney, we believe that we are the most experienced, knowledgeable, client-oriented, result-oriented, modestly priced, affordably priced law firm available. I know I am, because I see the other attorneys in court. Quite frankly, there's, I'd say, about 1 out of 10 attorneys actually do litigation. About 1 out of 10 of those know how to do litigation. And about 1 out of 10 of those are maybe know anything about residential foreclosure defense. So you do need to be very careful in selecting a law firm to represent you if you're facing residential foreclosure, or if you're underwater and considering a strategic default. I don't think you could find a better attorney, a better law firm in the Chicagoland area than Brydges and Associates. Thank you.